We have a whole show for you in the run-up to the results. We're going to have interviews from the current presidents of the SU. We've also got Adele Clark, the marketing director, and Max McLaughlin.
It's going to be an eventful show. We're going to find out a lot about the people who make the SU what it is, and also some of the people, hopefully, who have been elected to the positions that they've been running for this week.
Yes, definitely. So stay tuned in for that, and we will be there very soon.
Welcome back to the Montfort Students Union results show, and we are here with Amy Chapman, who is the Deputy President of Education.
Yes.
So you've done 2 years now, so you can't run again. So for this past year, you've not had to campaign. How is it different not campaigning compared to the year previously when you had to campaign and perform your role?
I had the privilege of letting the drama just unfold this week. It's been amazing. So yeah, it's been really great actually, just seeing it from that other side. And I've had to run the union all by myself. But the perks of that is the office is tidy for the first time in the whole year, which is great. But yeah, no, I'm going to be. It's going to be a really interesting results actually. I can't call it. So
yeah,
I'm
definitely.
really
You can
excited.
feel it's very tense.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, can't call it at all. So obviously you've got lots of great candidates for the next Deputy President Education.
Certainly
so what
do.
are you hoping that they can continue on from your work for the past 2 years?
Yeah, there's loads of stuff happening in education at the minute. Loads of changes in higher education nationally as well as locally. So I'm just really hoping that whoever does get into the DP education role doesn't feel like they have to live up to anything or try and kind of be my copycat or anything like that. I want them to be themselves and be authentic. So yeah, there's loads of stuff going on to the point where I think they're probably going to have to try and just prioritise it. Really just try and kind of pick top 3 things of, it could be to do with maybe getting free graduations, it could be to do with cutting course costs, it could be to do with having better timetabling, it could be to do with a whole raft of different things. But yeah, I'd always say pick a top 3 and then hopefully, you'll get at least one done.
Fair enough. How do you think the campaigns have gone this year, considering we've had almost 5,000 votes cast, which is massive, more than double last year, I think. So.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it works out to about 1 in 5 students who have voted, which is amazing. That's on and off campus as well, so that's awesome. In terms of the campaigns this year, I've really liked kind of how visible a lot of the candidates have been. Some of the creative posters, always a big fan of a creative poster. I think the candidates have worked really, really hard, and that's, to be honest, that's how we got the votes to be so high, because that's when you get a really good election turnout, is when the candidates are so high calibre. So. Yeah,
definitely.
Big love for the candidates.
Yeah, you definitely. They've been out and about. Like I'd say, every time I've been on campus, I've been bombarded.
Yeah.
By at least 2.
It's too much. It's too much.
Excellent.
But no, it has been really brilliant. Obviously, these candidates. Anyone stood out to you this year with their manifestos? Any from any of them?
Oh, good question. Well, I've had to be really neutral this year. So I've had to try and kind of not pick a favourite or give too many hints, but I am really, really pleased to see just the amount of people going for my role. I when I ran, it was 3 people in total, so the fact that that's shot up to 9 is just amazing. And all of the lecturers have come up to me and said, like, there are some really good candidates for your position, Amy, like, I bet you're really proud. And I'm like, yeah, I am, I'm so proud. my little younglings, I'm so proud. So yeah, no, it's great. I mean, there's no kind of one particular manifesto. I just think in general the kind of level of commitment of these candidates have just been exponential this year.
What has been a highlight of the year for you in your role?
Probably, actually, I had to step out of my role a little bit earlier this year during Freshers Week, when the fire station was threatened to be closed, and just very recently, in kind of January, February time, there was an announcement that they're not closing it at all, which is amazing. So I took a risk by stepping outside my role a little bit and just helping the community out, orchestrate the campaign. But it's really nice when that risk pays off, and actually, in that academic year, something has happened that you can go, yes, I actually changed something. Yes, but it's great, and it's great to see so many students kind of getting involved in that as well. And yeah, I've managed to do quite a lot in this role in the past couple of years, from kind of e-submission of essays and like loads of other things, lecture capture, all that sort of stuff. It's all going to come into place this September as well. So there's loads of stuff that's all going to just come in at once. Like, I did that.
Hello, we are back with what I'd call it a DMU celebrity, I think.
Oh, definitely.
It's a superstar interview here. We have Adam Redfern, the Vice President of Media and Communications, And you're leaving at the end of this. You've been term limited, so...
I am, yes. So, good afternoon, first of all.
Yes. Hello.
So yeah, I've been here, 5 years now.
Oh my goodness.
3 as a DMU student and 2 in this role.
That is a long
to go,
time.
but I'm looking forward to what's next. So.
Fair enough. So, yes, how has the campaign been for you as an outsider? Because you've been completely focused on your role, you haven't had to campaign.
Yeah, so I've not really been in this week too much, to be honest, either, with varsity going on and stuff. So I've been seeing, obviously, the mad rush campaigning today, trying to get those last-minute votes, but it's been exciting to see everyone campaigning throughout the week and everything on social media as well.
Definitely. Speaking of campaigning and posters, there has been some controversy about some posters allegedly getting ripped down by, well, we don't know who. There's not been anything caught. What are your thoughts on this?
It's all fun and games, really. It happens. There's nothing we can really do about that. But everyone accusing each other. But it's all fun and games, part of the elections.
No, definitely. It makes it a lot more exciting.
It's all part of the competition.
Yeah, friendly competition, of course.
Of course.
Yes, definitely.
So, what has been a highlight of the year for you in terms of your role?
I think probably the highlight of the year is how we've all worked together in exec and had change throughout the course of the year as well. It's great that we can work together on our campaigns and really get the message across to DMU students that we are there for them. And I think it shows in the amount of results, amount of votes that have been cast this year that students actually feel they can make a difference in their roles, which is fantastic that we've been able to sort of show students that we actually do good work for them while they're here at DMU.
Yeah, definitely. So there's it's 5-6 people going for your role.
Yep.
Lots of brilliant candidates and brilliant manifestos. How do you think they've been doing this year with their campaigns? Have you got any favourites?
I can't really say I've got favourites. I think they've all got the knowledge, they know about the role. It's fantastic that they've all put themselves forward, that they think they can step into the role and make real change. I think obviously a lot of the role is Demon Media, but then there's a lot that isn't as well. And I think it's exciting to see what they can bring to the role and sort of influence the media over campus. There's a lot of emphasis now on Demon Media in terms of working with the university. They sort of recognise us as a very credible source for media at DMU and externally as well. So I think it's exciting to see what they can bring to the role and what new ideas they can come up with, which hopes to increase and strengthen our brand over the years to come.
Whoever your successor turns out to be, what work do you hope that they will continue in the 2 years, or the 1 year perhaps, that they have?
Just progression, really. I think Demon Media's come a long way in the last few years, and then also comms across campus in general. The Students Union has worked really hard on their brand, obviously with the revamp coming up as well, and we're working on our logo on rebranding the Students Union over the next year. So it'll be exciting to see what they can bring to that. We've got a fantastic department now who look after our comms, which we've not had in previous years. We've now got a department who looks after that, really strengthens our brand and gets key messages out to students. And they're whooping behind me. They enjoyed that comment. So it'll be great to see what they can bring to the role and influence that even further.
Yeah, definitely. We have some people rerunning. So we have Dan Winnie going for president this year, and we also have Kira going for welfare again. Incumbents have never not won. So do you think that'll fare for they're your co-workers for now? So do you think they'll just...
I think they're in a strong position. Obviously Dan's going for a different position, so it might be more difficult for him. But obviously it's fantastic that they've seen real benefit in their role over the last year, and they've followed in the footsteps of myself and Amy, who've continued for a second year as well. So I think they're in a strong position, having done the role for the year. But it's not to say that the great manifestos of other candidates will stop them from getting that role. So, big exciting to see. It's very tense in the room. It's exciting to see all the roles this afternoon.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for coming onto the show, and we will be back very soon.
Yes, we will. And welcome back. We are live at the Montfort Students Union in the lobby. We are in the run-up. We are so close now to finding out who our next board will be for the SU, and we are joined by the CEO of the Students Union, Max McLaughlin. How are you?
Very well, thank you. It's been a good day.
No, yeah, it's been really good. We've had a great turnout. We're all very excited. We just want to know if you tell us, how important are these campaigns for the SU?
You can't really underestimate their importance. So the union is the voice of students to the university, and the more students that we get engaging in the democratic process, the more legitimate it makes us in the eyes of the university. So when next year's team are trying to win something for students, whether it's with the VC or with the senior management team at the university, they can say, well, almost 5,000 students voted as part of this democratic process. Therefore, our voice has to be listened to. You have to listen to us. And I think we're quite fortunate that they will do. They have for a long time. Says the number of people that you get voting in your elections is a bit of a rough measure in terms of how well we think the student union is run, and the fact that we've smashed the record this year, got this amazing percentage, is just a clear demonstration about how hard everyone's been working over the last 24 months, and puts us in a really strong position going forward.
Has the number of votes that have been cast in this election made a difference in terms of the campaign or how the elections have been planned or run?
I think it is partly down to, we had a lot of candidates standing for the DP education role, so I think there's been lots of debate about the value of education, the fact that people are paying £9,000, they want a decent value for money, and I think that for me has been probably a real driver in terms of the number of people that's come out and voted.
Definitely. I mean, the campaigns and the presence on campus, I think you can agree, has been brilliant. You come on and you see posters everywhere, and it's been really good. So has it differed from previous years? Has the presence been this loud?
I think we've had more candidates stand than ever before. So just physically, you see more posters, you see more people, you see more campaign teams, and I think that's given a sense that there's something quite exciting happening on campus. 4 or 5 years ago, you'd perhaps have half the number of people standing. Well, it's obvious to think, well, campus didn't have that same buzz. So I think this year, more candidates in all the positions, it has created a bit more of a buzz and a bit more of an atmosphere. And we only see it on campus. I'm also aware there's a hell of a lot that goes on online and via Facebook and via Twitter and YouTube that we never get to see. But that is as important or more important to most of our members. So it's good to know that that's all taken off as well.
Okay. You mentioned obviously the number of candidates going for most roles has increased on last year. What do you think of the candidates and their manifestos and their preparations to be elected for the role?
Well, obviously, because the people that will get elected will become my boss, then I think all the manifestos are absolutely amazing and excellent, and I look forward to working with whoever wins next year to bring their manifestos to life. When they get elected, they have to then get back to their studies for a few months, and then we start doing quite a rigorous handover process, sort of June, July time, and we really work with them to say, well, are these your manifesto pledges? What is it that you really want to achieve with that? Were any of these just something you put in because you thought it would look good, or is this just something that you absolutely want to achieve?
Okay.
Well, that's brilliant. Well, thank you very much. We've really enjoyed speaking to you.
Excellent.
And we'll be back soon. We'll be going live soon to get the results, so join us for that. Welcome back. We are live at Montfort Students Union in the lobby. We are so close now to finding out who will be the new President's Board for the SU, and we have been joined by the lovely Ollie McGrath.
Hello guys, how are you?
I'm good.
Why are you here?
I just was a bit bored, so...
Okay, fair enough. But no, what have you thought of... How do you think we've done on the show?
I think you two have done really well.
Thank you.
I'm a bit nervous for you handing over to me in a bit.
Oh, are you excited for what is about to happen?
Yes, I've just been up and tried to get the results, but I'm not allowed them.
Oh my goodness.
It's in a locked cabinet. They brought a safe especially for this election.
This is serious.
Yes.
Is it a big safe? Because we've had almost 5,000 votes. I actually didn't think it was going to be that many. But
no, it's been an amazing turnout.
Smashed the record on the first day.
I know, I'm gutted though, because even though I shouldn't be gutted, but I'm gutted that we didn't get to 5,000. There was 27
so close.
votes.
It's been brilliant. So how have you, from your perspective, just one of the many students, what is your perspective of what's been going on with all the campaigning and the manifestos?
I think this year it seems like the campus has been buzzing a lot more. There's been a real there hasn't been really that much nastiness like there has been in previous years. It just seems that the majority of people just seem to really get on, and it seems that even though they're running for the same roles, they've kind of became best friends out of it.
Definitely, yeah. It's been a really nice, as a first year coming on to university and seeing this, I was under the assumption that this is what every university is like.
Yeah.
But speaking to other people, they're kind of like, what are you doing? But no, I've really enjoyed it. It has been a real buzz on campus.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So I feel like all the people coming up to me, talking to me, saying, have you voted? I'm saying, I have already voted, but I would change my vote for you. But of course you can't do that. It's really unfortunate.
Are you just saying that though? Because I know you like people.
Got to be nice to all the people. Give them a little show on the live stream. Okay, so we're going to be back very soon. We're going to have another song.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Yes.
Hello, we are back. We are back with the Montfort Students Union election show live at the lobby. Yes, and it's actually looking quite busy.
It is packed in here.
When we got here, there was just dust and tumbleweed. Now, all these people here. That's nice. Hello.
Yes, we are still so close to finding out the results. We are still counting them, crossing some T's, dotting some I's. But Harry, can you explain how this voting system actually works?
Okay, so when you voted on demontfortstudents.com/elections, you would have seen for each role there was many candidates. And unlike, say, the general election, where you tick one candidate and post, you vote for as many as you prefer. So your first preference is who you really want, and then you go down the list like that. If one candidate has more than 50%, then that's fine, they win. But if one candidate doesn't have all of the first preferences, then it goes down to the second preferences. The person who has the least is eliminated. We've got some cheers. Thank you. The person who has the least is eliminated, and their preferences are redistributed, and it goes until someone has enough votes to reach the quota and become our new president.
The briefcase has just come in, so we'll be going to the results very shortly. Now we'll have Believe by Cher.
Tune.
Welcome back. We are once again live for the Montfort Students Union election show. We are so close now. We have the results in the room, and very shortly we'll be throwing over to Ollie to get those results.
Yes,
are we excited?
Indeed. I'm very excited. I'm not even running, and I feel like I'm going to lose. There's that.
Okay, so we'll be having one more song, and then we'll be throwing over to Ollie. So that's been... Sorry. One more song, and then we'll be throwing over to hear those...
This is your fault, Abby.
It was my decision. Very exciting results. So that's all for me and Harry for now. So thank you very much.
It's that time again. It's time to choose 11 leaders. It's time to decide who will lead your DSU. You're already a member of the Montfort Student Union, and we're here to represent and offer you some amazing opportunities. So this is your chance to choose. It's time to decide who will lead your DSU. Please welcome to the stage your host, Ollie McGrath.
Hello, everybody. Hello. I didn't expect this crowd interaction straight away. Welcome to DSU Elections Live. So it's been a long week of campaigning, and our candidates, I can see loads of them now, they have given all they have to give. So they've been leafleting, there's been speeches, roundtable discussions, and I've had more notifications than I imagine Kim Kardashian got when she did that dodgy pic. So we are coming to you live here from the lobby. We're also on DemonFM and Demon TV. So if any of the winning candidates come here, please do not swear. And I'm looking at you, Kira. I know what you're like. Yes, so over the next 40 minutes or so, we will be finding out your new DSU executive. So we have 12 positions up for grabs. That includes our part-time reps and also our full-time reps. So to get to know them a little bit better, I have a little... admittedly, we couldn't get a good prop. I have a nice cup full of some random questions that I don't actually know what these questions are, that we're going to be asking the winners. So for a start, I think, to get to know me a little bit more, I think we should have a question. Should we go to Kalina? Kalina, could you read out the question for me?
No pressure.
I think it's on the other side.
Oh, hello, Ollie. What's your number?
Bit forward. I won't be going back to her. Okay, so there's one man in particular who has done so much work over this week. All the candidates will know this. There's other people as well. But I'm going to welcome to the stage the returning officer of the election, Mr. Elgin Hughes.
Okay, good evening, everyone. That kind of a round of applause was not deserved at all. There's been a huge team effort. Everyone in the student union, all the students within the kind of students, but most importantly, the candidates. You've done an absolutely fantastic job. This has been an absolute pleasure. Kind of been involved, been an election official, my first ever Montfort Student Union election. So, big round of applause to you guys. So, kind of without further ado, the first one I'm going to go through the announcements are for National Union of Student Representatives, so delegates going to the National Union of Students Conference in April, which was fantastic. We had a total of 4,945 votes cast and 842 were cast in the position for NUS representative. Now, with NUS representative, 4 positions and vacancies were able, so the quota that for this needed was 168. So, at stage 1, Karina Batusto received 43 votes. Louise Cunliffe received 57 votes. Amelia Japoras received 75 votes. Molly Footet had received 83 votes. Rosie Johnson received 24 votes. Stuart Lynch received 19 votes. Daniel Murgatroyd received 46 votes. Daniel Parks received 36 votes. Keela Rounsley received 299 votes. Rhiann Sang received 128 votes. Reopen nomination received 22 votes. So, at this stage, Keela Rounsley was elected to NUS representative. So, if you're still with us, this goes on for a few rounds. So, using Kira's surplus votes, 131.2 were transferred to the new, and the new totals are: Karina Basuzo received 44 votes. Louise Cunliffe received a total of 57 votes. Amelia Japoras received 76 votes. Molly Footlet had 83 votes. Rosie Johnson received 24 votes. Stuart Lynch received 19 votes. Daniel Murgatroyd received 46 votes. Daniel Parks received 36 votes. Rhiann Sang received 128 votes. And Reopen Nomination received 22 votes. No one was elected at this stage, so Reopen Nomination and Stuart Lynch were eliminated. And the votes were transferred and given the following totals. Karina received 44 votes. Louise received 59 votes. Amelia received 78 votes. Molly received 84 votes. Rosie Johnson received 26 votes. Daniel Murgatroyd received 46 votes. Daniel Parks received 37. And Rhiann Sang received 130 votes. At this stage, Rhiann Sang was duly elected to NUS representative. A total of 4.25 votes were transferred over. Don't ask me how. Karina received a total of 45 votes, Louise received 59 votes. Amelia received 79 votes. Molly received 84 votes. Rosie received 26. Daniel Murgatroyd received 46. And Daniel Parks received 37. Unfortunately, at the next stage, Rosie Johnson was eliminated and those votes were transferred over. They look like: Karina had 46 votes. Louise had 62 votes. Amelia Japaras had 81 votes. Molly had 87. Daniel Murgatroyd had 47. Daniel Parks had 40. So at this stage, Daniel Parks was eliminated and those votes were transferred over. Katrina Basura had 47. Louise had 64. Amelia had 87. Molly had 92 and Daniel had 54. Now at this stage, Karina was eliminated and they were transferred over, given the total of... Louise had 80... are you keeping up? 68 votes. Amelia had 92 votes. Molly had 96 and Daniel had 59. At this stage, Daniel Murgatroyd was eliminated and the votes were transferred over. Louise scored 82. Amelia scored 96 and Molly received 100 votes. At this stage, Molly and Amelia were duly elected to NUS representatives. So a huge congratulations to Kira, Rhiann, Molly and Amelia. They will be representing us as NUS delegates at the National Union Students' Conference in April. Thank you very much.
Hello, it's me again. So one thing you can do while we're here today is we do want you to tweet us, and I've got a fancy iPad here, if an iPad can be fancy. So we've had tweets off of Ben Howgill saying that him and Connor are really looking forward to knowing the winners. So I should probably shut up. And we've also had loads of tweets, but if we have any interesting ones, so tell me a joke, because admittedly I'm not a comedian, but do tweet them using the hashtag #LeadYourDSU. So we're going to move on to our next role, which is BME Students Representative. So that is Black Ethnic Minority Students Representative. And to announce this is the SU's very own Adele Clark.
Hello everyone. Firstly, can I just say it's been an absolutely fantastic election, so I've really, really enjoyed it and the amount of effort and creativity that you've put into it, so very well done to you all. Okay, so this is the voting for the Black and Minority Ethnic Students Representative. Of the 4,945 votes cast in total, there were 1,016 for the position of Black and Minority Ethnic Students Representative, making the quota 509. At stage 1, Halima Jama received 882 votes, and reopened nominations received 134 votes. Halima Jama was duly elected to the position of the Black and Minority Ethnic Students Representative. Halima, do you want to come and say a few words? Is Halima here? Halima? She's very shy. Well, congratulations, Halima. Well done.
Well, I'm a bit gutted, because that means I don't get to have one of my first questions. Does no one want to have a question out me mug? Well, plastic cup. We'll get to you a little later. Okay, so there has been one major controversy during this election, and it's regarding things which it's caused loads of emails. It's been a bit intense, and all the people in the front row really don't know what I'm about to say. But what I'm talking about are stickers. They have been the bane of this election, and I know the people on the front row can tell you that. But I'm just going to say, if anyone here is planning on running next year, stick them everywhere. In the uni buildings, on your lecturers' briefcases, anywhere. Because Max will back you up. Yeah, yes. Okay, let's move on to our next student representative. And to announce this, the Disabled Students Representative is our Student Engagement Coordinator, Samuel Hilton.
Can you hear me? Of the 4,945 votes cast in total, there were 1,019 for the position of Disabled Students Representative, making the quota 510. At stage 1, Louise Cunliffe received 677 votes. Daniel Parks received 299, and reopened nominations received 43. Louise Cunliffe was duly elected to the position of
thank you to everyone that's helped each other today, this whole week, with the voting and all pushing for the part-time roles to be voted for, because a lot of people only did the full-time. So I'd just like to say thank you to all the other candidates and everyone that voted.
Before you go, I'll just pop round this side so we can still hear you. Would you like a question? Go on. Have a look, see what we've got. No expense spared here. Okay.
What's the meaning of pie? Well, I'm from up north, so I'd say steak and kidney or something.
Who's wrote these questions? Thank you, Louise. Let's have another massive round of applause. Who has wrote these questions? I know that there's probably going to be a few that are going to trip me up at some point. Okay, so we're going to carry on going. We're going to now go to our international students representative. So the person announcing this is a very important one. She's in charge of the money, which means she has the real power here, if we're completely honest. So let's give a massive cheer for Paula Hennigan.
I've great pleasure to announce the International Students Representative. Of the 4,945 votes cast in total, there were 997 for the position of International Students Representative, making the quota 499. At stage 1, Karina Basurto received 357 votes. Vivian Nwagboso received 605 votes, and reopened nominations received 35 votes. Vivian Nwagboso was duly elected to the position of International Students
Thank you, everyone. I'm surprised, actually, trust me. I'm surprised because I didn't campaign much. I had so much. I had so much lined up to do, MCQ, practical, this and that. I'm like, hell no. My studies first before DSU. Sorry for saying that. But thank you, everyone who voted. Everyone, thank you. Massive thank you for everyone, because it's because you voted for me, that's why I'm here. I didn't campaign. I don't have posters anywhere, trust me, no posters. Thanks, guys.
Before you run off, you were running off then, and this really is the most important part of the election. If we're completely honest, I'm the only one that thinks that. Go on, take a question. We'll get to know you a little bit better. Okay, what have we got?
Who would you put on a desert island? That must be someone I really hate, innit?
Maybe.
I don't hate anyone, and...
She's lying.
Well, the people I'll put on the desert island are everyone who's responsible for making international students' fees so high.
That was a very good response. So if you do win, you've got to do a better response than that, because I think that was the loudest cheer we've had so far. Let me just stick the poster up. Got to do a bit of housekeeping. Ooh. Almost fell over myself. Okay, for the next representative role, we are going to welcome up our volunteer and societies manager, and this is for LGBTQ plus representative. So please welcome to the stage Tom Nichols.
Excuse me, can I please talk to you for a minute?
Thank you, everyone. Cheers, Adam. So for the LGBTQ plus rep, of the 4,945 votes cast in total, there were 818 for this position, making the quota 410. At stage 1, Daniel Murgatroyd received 395 votes, Rosie Johnson received 370 votes, and reopen nomination received 50 votes. At this stage, reopen nomination was eliminated and the votes were transferred as follows. Daniel Murgatroyd received an additional 3 votes, making the total 398. Rosie Johnson received an additional 2 votes, making the total 372. Daniel Murgatroyd was duly elected to the position of LGBT rep.
Well, that was close. I would just like to say thank you to everyone who voted, for anyone in this election, really, and actually feels strange to be in an election where I actually have an opponent for once. This so rarely happens. It's only happened, I think, twice now since I've been at uni, and I've been in so many committee elections as well. It's really strange. I just want to say a big thank you for re-electing me, and I hope I live up to your expectations. Thank you.
And one thing I'm going to add to that is I do think somebody who has already won Best Dressed as well. Come on. Yes, there we go, a bow. Okay, like I previously said, the most important part of the election. Grab something out of my cup. What have we got? Okay.
Thoughts on your suit?
Okay, I didn't put that one in there.
Well, it's quite nice. It just doesn't quite equal what I'm currently wearing, but that is why I wear this.
Exactly, I completely agree with that. But Daniel, well done. So let's have a bit of a check of Twitter. And it isn't loading, but do you know what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to take a photo from up here, because you can all look at me. And what I want you to do is, I want you to be noticed. So can we have some hands in the air? Can we have some woos? Can we have an iPad that works? Oh, yes, beautiful. Yeah, well, we'll be tweeting that off of... seemingly, I've nicked someone's iPad, so we'll be tweeting that off Jonny Norton's account. There we go. But yeah, do keep your tweets coming in on #LeadYourDSU. And to announce our next category, which is Mature Students Representative, we are going to welcome to the stage the Deputy Venue and Entertainment Manager, Stuart Calladine.
All over your
Of the 4,945 votes cast in total, there were 901 for the position of Mature Students Representative, making the quota of 451. At stage 1, Stuart Lynch received 367 votes, Aaron O'Rourke received 467 votes, reopened nominations received 58 votes. Aaron O'Rourke was duly elected to the position of Mature Students Representative.
Thank you to everyone that took part in the elections, who supported part-time reps, supported me. Also, thank you to everyone that voted.
Aaron, congratulations. Do we have any reaction from the little one? No. He is speechless. Okay, let's get something out. Let's see. What have we got?
If you could be Adam Redfern for one day, what would you do?
Oh.
Well, does he actually do that much?
I didn't pay him to say that.
Just wondering.
Let's have a massive round of applause for Aaron. Any comments, Adam? No, he's speechless as well. Yeah. Well, he's here today. That's what matters. Okay, to announce our women's representative for this year, we are going to go to Yamini Prajad Chauhan. I tried. Sorry.
Of the 4,945 votes cast in total, there were 984 for the position of Women's Representative, making the quota 493. At stage 1, Lorna Ball received 113 votes. Emilia Japoras received 227 votes. Lauren Thomas received 381 votes. Lucina Wild received 236 votes. And reopened nominations received 27 votes. At this stage, reopened nominations and Lorna Ball was eliminated and the votes transferred as follows. Emilia Japoras received an additional 19 votes, making her total 246. Lauren Thomas received an additional 26 votes, making her total 407. Lucina Wild received an additional 13 votes, making her total 249. At the third stage, Emilia Japoras was eliminated and the votes transferred as follows. Lauren Thomas received an additional 57 votes, making her total 467. Lucina Wild received an additional 68 votes, making her total 317. Lauren Thomas was duly elected to the position of Women's
wasn't it? I just want to say a big thank you to the other candidates because I couldn't have got through this week without you. Like, no one understands how stressful this week is and you've all been really supportive and it's really helped. Thank you very much. And everyone else who voted as well, obviously, like I wouldn't have been here without you voting, but yeah, thank you.
Congratulations. Bless you, you are shaking, but you are our new women's representative. So your first job in office is to pick a question. Okay. Oh, who has wrote these? Who has wrote these?
Would you swipe right for me?
Don't answer that. Let's not answer that. Whoever has wrote these, I really like them. Okay, so we have got through all of our part-time exec already. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have a little bit of a recap of here are your part-time exec for 2016-17.
Your NUS delegates. Kira Roundsley, Ryan Sang, Molly Footit, Emilia Alice Giaporus. Your BME Students Representative, Halima Jamar. Your Disabled Students Representative, Louise Cunliffe. Your International Students Representative, Vivian Nwagboso. Your LGBTQ+ representative, Daniel James Murgatroyd. Your Mature Students representative, Aaron O'Rourke. Your Women's representative, Lauren Thomas.
And yes, that is. So that is our part-time exec for next year. So Before we go on to the full-time exec, one thing I was told when I accepted this job was that I had to be neutral. But I'm not going to be for this next couple of minutes, because there's one man who has run in every single election. He never gets the praise he deserves. No, it's not Max or anyone at the SU. It is Ron. And Ron's had a tough ride. I think this is it's over 20 elections now. And he's still got a smile on his face. So can we have a massive applause for Ron, please? Bless him. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put him on Adam Redfern, because he can't have another position. Ron, how do you feel?
Demoralised.
Bless him. Anyway, talking of Mr. Redfern, we are now going to move on to our full-time executive. And the first position we are announcing is Vice President Media and Communications. And to announce the winner of that is going to be our current Deputy President Education. Please welcome to the stage, Amy Chapman.
You see me happy work. You see me do me dirt.
So, of the 4,945 votes cast in total, there was 17,027. 1727 for the position of Vice President Media and Communications. So the quota is 865. Now I've just had a little look at these numbers, right? This is close, can I just say? So I need an ooh from all of you. Right, so at stage 1, Kwesi received 562 votes. Ryan Cooper received 135 votes. Shawnee Linstead received 379 votes. Mike Mays received 530 votes. Avery Penn received 92 votes. And Ron received 29 votes. So, at the second stage, Ron was eliminated. And unfortunately, so was Avery Penn and Ryan Cooper. And the votes transferred as follows. Kwesi received an additional 29 votes, making his total 591. Shawnee Linstead received an additional 27 votes, making her total 406. Mike Mays received an additional 62 votes, making his total 592. It's close, guys. It's really close. Oh. At the third stage, Shawnee Linstead was eliminated, and the votes transferred as follows. Kwesi received an additional 49 votes, making his total 640. Mike Mays received an additional 70 votes, making his total 662. And Mike Mays was duly elected.
That was close. Massive love to Kwesi, Ryan, Avery, Shawnee. You've all been amazing. All the other candidates who've supported me, I'm looking at you two big time. You've been brilliant. All the best to everyone. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Mike. I didn't expect it to be that close, but there's some excellent candidates, but my heart was going. I don't know what you guys must have been thinking. But yeah, let's have another massive round of applause for Mike Mays. Wow. I can't believe that. In the first round of voting, there was just a couple of votes in it. But yeah, congratulations to Mike Mays. So, if you thought that your hearts couldn't take any more, well, they're going to have to again. We're now going to welcome up now our former Vice President Media and Communications. He's out of a job now. I think he's going to be walking around with a cup at the end, so if you want to pop a couple of pound in there. I'm joking. Please welcome to the stage to reveal the Vice President Student Activities, Mr. Adam Redfern.
Your heart's going for that one. Just wait for this one, guys. Of the 4,945 votes cast in total, there were 3,348 for the position of Vice President Student Activities, making the quota 1,676. Abigail Battisto at stage 1 received 576 votes. George Bushell received 417 votes. Michael Cook received 123 votes. Artijan Mahmood received 1,256 votes. Tony Mallin received 408 votes. Daniel Rogers received 458 votes. Luke Wilkinson received 99 votes. And reopen nominations received 14 votes. At the second stage, reopen nominations, Luke Wilkinson and Michael Cook were eliminated, and the votes transferred as follows. Abigail Battisto received an additional 110 votes, making her total 686. George Bushell received an additional 46 votes, making his total 463. Artijan Mahmood an additional 17 votes, making his total 1,273. And Tony Mallin received an additional 96 votes, making her total 504. At the third stage, George Bushell was eliminated, and votes transferred as follows. Abigail Battisto received an additional 62 votes, making her total 748. Artijan Mahmood an additional 32 votes, making his total 1,305. And Tony Mallin an additional 29 votes, making her total 553. Artijan Mahmood was duly elected to the position of Vice President Student Activities.
Thank you for everyone that voted. I'm this third time lucky. I feel like Leo winning the Oscars. Finally got it. I'm just happy I didn't have to do a PhD to run again. But yeah, thank you very much for Adi Over H for all your support and everyone else from my campaign team. Thank you.
Oh, how do you feel right now?
Honestly, I don't know. Like last year, it was pretty close as well. So I was biting my nails, literally. Like.
He doesn't have any nails left. No. Okay, so let's, Leo. Let's get this question out. Here we go. I hope this is a bit better, guys. I imagine it won't be.
Any superpowers? No idea.
What superpower would you like?
Control time. I'm always late. Sorry.
He can say that now. He's been elected. But once again, mate.
You're stuck with me. I'm sorry now.
Let's have a massive round of applause for our brand new Vice President Student Activities. We're really getting through them now. Okay, so for our next... I've just had a wink off of the person that's announcing our next results. And earlier she asked me for my number, so I'm getting growingly concerned. I'm just going to run off stage in a minute when she comes up. But our next role is Vice President Welfare and Community. So please welcome to the stage your membership service... My voice went then. Our membership services manager, Kalina Wright.
I'd just like to say a massive thank you on behalf of DSU to everyone that's here. It's been absolutely amazing. You guys have been great. To get nearly 5,000 votes is unprecedented, and so I'm really pleased. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the Student Voice Department, because they have done an amazingly good job, and it's so proud to be able to sort of hand over the elections to such capable hands. So I'd just like to say thank you to Elgin Sam. Can you join me? Additionally, that's not to forget the Marketing and Communications Department that have worked tirelessly well, tirelessly hard. So thank you to you too. So I'm just talking because I can see the tension in the room, and I just want to see how long I can keep talking for before someone tells me I've got to do something. Of the 4,945 votes cast in total, there were 1,646 for the position of Vice President, Welfare and Community, making the quota 824. At stage 1, George Emery received 315 votes. Kira Rounsley received 845 votes. Ryan Sang received 269 votes. Christina Walker received 198 votes. Reopened nominations received 19 votes. Kira Rounsley was duly re-elected to the
because last year I couldn't speak, so I was just crying so much. But I'm going to cry now. No, it doesn't matter. Shut up, Kira. Thank you all so much for voting and believing in me, and I really hope that I don't let you down in the next year. So thank you so much, and congrats to all the other candidates as well. Like you, you're amazing as well. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
Well done, Kira. So my first question to you is going to be, I feel like my welfare maybe needing a bit of help. I'm joking, Colleen, I'm joking. So did you think you would get it for a second time?
I literally had no clue. Like some of the other candidates were absolutely amazing, and I don't know, it's so hard to tell, and I just kind of went with it, didn't think about it until today. So I don't know. I'm so bad at this.
You're stuck with all of our faces for another year. The important job. I do hope that next year we have a props budget. What have we got?
Lover or hater?
So are you a lover or hater?
Well, welfare, lover.
I am glad she didn't say hater. But let's have a massive round of applause and a little bit of a whoop for our returning Vice President, Welfare and Community. Well done, Kira. Oh, we're nearly there now. We're nearly there. We've got 2 roles to be announced. This is they're all important, but this is the second most important member of the student executive. We've had our brilliant Amy Chapman, where's she gone? She's at the back, who has held the role for 2 years, so there's no incumbent, so we don't know who this is going to go to. And I've got to be on my best behaviour now, because we've got someone from the uni. I don't think I'm going to make a joke, because she might kick me out or something. I don't know. So please welcome to the stage. Let's have a massive round of applause for Abigail Moriarty, who is the university's Director of Teaching and Learning.
Opportunity to come today and to announce the winner for Deputy President of Education. I would like to take this opportunity because whoever the winner of this excellent opportunities, gets to work with me lots, so that might be a bonus or not, or it could be a letdown. But I'd like to thank Amy Chapman for the past 2 years, who I've worked with and has done a tremendous amount of work for the students, but more importantly, it's made my job a hell of a lot easier. So thank you, Amy. So, the results for the Deputy President of Education, of the 4,945 votes cast, in total there was 3,429 for the position of Deputy President for Education, making the quota 1,715. Can we have another one? Wow. Will we have another? At stage 1, Nabila Ahmed Omarji received 227 votes. Samuel Bestman received 708 votes. Callum Connolly received 50 votes. James Edwards received 124 votes. Molly Footit received 119 votes. Kamara James received 18 votes. Laura Rowe received 223 votes. Rebecca Mason received 459 votes. Augustus Manassor received 1,483 votes, and reopened nominations received 18 votes. At this stage, reopened nominations: Kamara James, Callum Connolly, Molly Footit, James Edwards, Laura Rowe, Nabila Ahmed Omarji was eliminated, and the votes transferred are as follows. Building the tension. Samuel Bestman received an additional 57 votes, making his total 765. Rebecca Mason received an additional 95 votes, making her total 554. Augustus Manassar received an additional 133 votes, making 1,616. Augustus was duly elected to the position
I'm actually shaking. I actually never knew that I would be a favourite for this position. It was actually quite unfortunate for me last year because, you know, I ended up losing one of my friends, my best friends in this position, whilst I was running for president last year. To be elected in this is such an honour. I wanted to congratulate all of the candidates because you guys made me work. You guys made me work. Honestly, you guys made me work. I wanted to thank all the other candidates for all of the other positions. It's a pleasure. I hope I live up to the expectations and represent you guys to the best. Thank you very much.
Augustus. You are in kind of genuine shock right now, aren't you?
I'm in shock. I don't even know how to feel right now. I don't know how to feel.
Oh, and I can say it now. I did think that you had the best poster. Did you make that yourself?
No, I didn't. I actually had the help of a few people, but the actual poster itself, the photo shoot was done by a friend of mine. I had another friend of mine who helped me design it, and I had another friend of mine who helped me design the leaflet. So Thank you to all the people who did help me out my campaign. It is much appreciated. I actually don't even know what to say.
Well, your campaign team did well because you are now the DP Education. So, once again, have a look in my cup. Let's see what we've got. I am getting growingly concerned with what is going to come out of this cup.
What animal would you be?
If you were an animal, I'm presuming.
A dog.
Mike picked a dog earlier, so you've got a good friend. Pardon?
Would it be a poodle, Augustus?
Not in your dreams.
I swear she's after my job. Okay, let's have a massive round of applause and a big cheer for Augustus! So, as I mentioned a little bit earlier, we are broadcasting live on Demon FM and we are broadcasting live on Demon TV. And we've got hundreds of viewers currently watching. So let's have a massive round of applause for the people watching at home. And people at home, let's have a massive round of applause for everyone here. No, can't hear them. You're rubbish. Get better. Okay, so we have got to our final results. This is the big one. This is President. And one thing I've just been told is that this year, President gets their own rider, their own presidential car and car park space. And it's all out of the SU's budget. And I don't think I'm doing this next year. So let's welcome the man at the top of the SU. We all know him. It is the Chief Executive Officer. It is Max McLaughlin.
Right, I'm going to crack straight on with it. It's 6:05. Of the 4,945 votes cast in total, there were 1,768 for the position of President, making the quota 885. That's stage one. Kelly Davis received 339 votes. Salman Patel received 223 votes. Daniel Winnie received 1,127 votes. Ron received 79 votes. Daniel Winnie was duly elected to the position of President. Congratulations.
Firstly, I would like to say a massive thank you to my housemates and my friends who've helped me throughout the week and done the washing up, just let me campaign. All of the candidates, it's been an amazing year, record-breaking, it's gone alongside what the SU have done this year, and I'm sure next year will be the same. Congratulations to all the winners, but also to everyone else, you've done amazing, you'll go on to bigger and better things when you leave university, and I wish you all the best. I'd like to thank all the staff for their tireless effort, even Kalina Wright. What should I say? Thanks to Demon Media for all of their election coverage, but also their varsity coverage at the same time. So massive round of applause. And I'd just like to say, I work, obviously I'll go back to being student activities for the next 4 months, but I want to get all the team together straight away, and we're going to plan for next year. It's going to be a testing time when we leave this building, and after the TV's already coming off. So yeah, it's going to be an exciting year, but I have faith in everyone, and thank you everyone for voting me as well. Thank you.
Stay up. You can't escape us yet. So Dan, you are VP Student Activities at the moment. So what's been your highlight since you got into the DSU Executive?
Oh, highlight. There's been a lot of highlights. Probably this, maybe. No, just seeing the amount of people that are getting involved now from different groups. getting involved in sports teams, societies and volunteering. It's been really pleasing to see. And just when people say thanks for spending time to help me, it's really great.
Perfect. And we've got 4 left in there. Well, I'm not going to get you to do them all because we want to go home. But go on, get us a question so we can get to know Dan a little bit better, if we don't know him already. Okay, here we go.
Tom Jones or Tom and Jerry?
Oh, controversial one.
I'll give you the hardest question.
You're the president.
I'll have to say, I like a bit of Tom Jones. So Tom Jones.
Can we have a rendition?
I knew that was coming. What should I sing?
What do we want him to sing?
I'll do Sex Bomb if you do Sex Bomb.
I'm going to take my president's lead, so if you do the first line.
What is the first line?
I think we'll leave it. I think we'll leave it because nobody wants what we would be hearing.
I might get sacked before I'm even in if it happens.
Yeah, hopefully not. Anyway, Dan, congratulations, you are our new president.
Cheers.
Okay, before we go, there's a lot of people we've got to thank, but before we do that, we're going to have a recap of your new full-time executive.
And there we have it. Your next DSU Leaders. Your Vice President, Media and Communications, Mike Mays. Your Vice President, Student Activities, Atisha Mahmood. Your Vice President, Welfare and Community, Kira Roundsley. Your Deputy President, Education, Augustus Mbanasar. Your President, Dan Winnie.
Just kind of hidden a little bit, Dan. But anyway, it's been an amazing event today, but over the past week, everyone has seriously campaigned so hard. So whether you won, whether you didn't win, we need to give everybody here a massive round of applause. You did excellent. And an even bigger round of applause has to go to some of the people that have been reading out the results today. A massive team of people led by the Student Voice, the people at Student Voice, and Marketing and Communications. But everybody in the SU has seriously put so many hours into this election. And it has been a record-breaking election. We had almost 5,000 votes. So let's have a massive round of applause for the guys in front of us. Okay, to close it, we need to invite back all of our winners to the stage. Let's have a little bit of a whoop. We can do better than that. I know we all want to go home, but let's have a bigger whoop. Okay, please welcome your student executive. They're doing the very important job of a photo. So, looks like my lectern has to move. But these guys have seriously put in so much effort. While they're having a photo, should we give them another round of applause? Seeing how long you can go. Carry on a little bit more. Do we... I'd also like to thank all the people at Demon Media who have made this possible, and all of everyone who has been involved in this election. This has seriously been an amazing election. And you'll be having to see all of these faces for another year, unfortunately, or fortunately. But yeah, that is all from us here at Demon Media and in the lobby. So we hope you've enjoyed watching and finding out who your new student executive is. But yes, let's have one final massive. Actually, let's not have a clap. Let's have an Ollie, Ollie, Ollie. That was a word I can't say on radio. Come on, a bit louder. Ollie, Ollie, Ollie! And let's have a final applause to the guys on here.
Congratulations to our new DSU exec team for 2016!